What's up, y'all? JF here, back in another video. Got some special guests with me.
KP.
CJ.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the 7 habits of how to improve financially. First, I just want to give a shout out to all the people that have been showing love, man, on the recent videos, man. Let me pull it real quick for y'all, bro. Y'all been showing mad love, man. Almost 200 views on 7 habits to improve.
Yeah.
7 habits to improve physically every day. Thank y'all for leaving the comments down, man. I respond to every comment, man. I'm not Hollywood, but thank y'all for showing love. Shout out Plankton Crabs. Shout out Ola. Shout out Bacon Studios. Cash and shout out y'all boys, man. Anyway, let's get to the video, man. The first habit for how to improve financially.
Y'all want one? Yep.
First habit is get a job. It's pretty self-explanatory. Why is niggas in my chair? Bro. Why are you moving the camp? Yo, you're about to blow me. First habit is get a job, man. This is pretty self-explanatory, If you want money, you gotta get a job. Point blank simple, bro. None of us are financially free yet to be just doing all willy-nilly and just getting money, bro. You just gotta get a job.
100%, man. The only way to grow financially.
What? How did you do that?
He went like this.
Oh.
All right, but the only way to grow financially, man, the only way to get started, the only way to start from nothing, ground zero, is you got to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Any type of stream of income, you have to start somewhere. And the thing is, a job doesn't have to be a government job. Doesn't have to be somewhere you sign a W-2 form or anything like that. You feel me? It could be a side hustle. It could be, any way you could really get any type of capital to start with, because that's what really builds your foundation to build us some more wealth, man. Making your money make money.
I just say there's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. I know people be having egos, thinking that they, they're meant for just certain jobs. It's always good to start somewhere. So.
Yeah. Thank you. Second habit, how to improve financially. I know. Actually, can you sit down?
You understand?
Invest early and consistently. What we're doing?
Huh?
Go into investing.
All right, guys. So as you guys know, man, this is a big one. Investing early and consistently. That's definitely the second part of all of this, man. Once you get your capital, it's about expanding on it. How can your money make money, right? So a real easy way to invest, let's get away from the stock market. Let's get away from any type of things that would be like Webull, Fidelity, any of that. The easiest, most simple way to invest your money, to put an investment into your money, just to make your money grow, would be a high yield saving account, right? So you can look into things like Ally, you can look at things like American Express, anything like that. That'd be really, really good. Anything looking for 3.5 to 5% APY on your return of your money. And basically what it is, guys, is you're just getting paid to let your money sit there, right? So you open up a savings account, you put your money in, and basically what the bank is doing is the longer that you let your money sit in there, they pay you for letting your money sit in there. So you can put in $10. Let's say there's a 3% on that $3, man. Then you're going to be making some money. On that $10, you're going to be making some money, man, and just for letting your money sit there. And that's really the most important thing, just generating that passive income, a way for you to build your wealth and invest early. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, I'm 19, you know what I'm saying? JF is
18.
You know what I'm saying? And Karan just recently turned, KP recently turned 19 as well. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just really important to start young. You know what I'm saying? We're young. Starting now is going to expand our foundation for sure.
Yeah, man, he hit the ball on the head, man. You know what I'm saying? Just, start with index funds or ETFs even small amounts compound over time, and they'll grow massively when you get older into your 30s and 40s, man. And just make it a monthly habit every time you get a paycheck, take a percentage off, put it into the stock market, man.
Yeah, I said everything.
Yeah. All right. Let's get habit number 3. Live, live below your means. This basically means just like avoid lifestyle inflation. You know, when you get that job and you get that and start investing early, you're gonna start building that wealth, building that money, and then you don't want to start spending more money just because you're making more money. That's how people lose their money, straight like that. This is what a lot of athletes, a lot of non-financially literate people, when they do get a lot of money, they hit the lottery or something like that, they just blow it all, and they don't know how to stretch that money and create generational wealth for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. To add that, man, living below your means, especially especially at this time in our lives, like we were saying when we were young. Right now, this is the most volatile time of our lives where we can grow our money exponentially because we don't have bills. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our parents, we're still living under our parents. So a lot of the things that we need, the necessity things that we need, we have bought for already, which is a lot of the times what you get your income, what when you really are making income, what all your income usually goes to. You don't really have a lot of residual income left to spend, meaning like anything left over after paying your bills or your expenses or your debts. So living below your means is going to allow you to really capitalize on how much wealth and how much money you can really save, how much money you can gain, and just really exponentially how much money you can invest because you're living below your means.
I'll just say, pay attention to the people you look up to. So like, public figures or celebrities like that, they're gonna give you a good example, good or bad. So for a good example, like Allen Iverson, who it was reported that he blew 20 million throughout his career, and then he take to the other hand, the opposite, a guy like LeBron, who's made of $1 billion while still playing, and to this day he's just continued to grow each day. You don't see no reports about him losing money. So take how they live and what they do, you know.
Well, being financially smart for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Got hit the nail on the head, man. Let's get a habit number 4. Habit number 4 is budgeting. This means just like every time you get that paycheck, just have set amounts of what you're gonna do with that money. You know, you're gonna invest this, you're gonna use this for personal spending, and then you're gonna use the other part for, you know, if for some side hustle that you might want to build up. Anything y'all want to say about this?
Yeah, budgeting is actually really, really important. I'd say one of the best things you can do is kind of set up a spreadsheet, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you kind of hit that 18, you know, like around that 18-year-old mark, is you want to look for something where you can make a long-term goal list and a short-term goal list, basically like financially, like, and then you can kind of base your budget around that. So let's say you want to buy a car or you want to go on a trip, and then those are your short terms. But for your long terms, it should really be something as big as, okay, an apartment after college, a house, maybe even longer, you know what I'm saying? Things like that are like big purchases that you might make in your life, but just kind of setting up a plan or a budget of how much really you want to save and have saved. And yeah, I think it'll help you a lot.
Yeah, man. Just some other budgeting tips. There's the 50-30 rule. You know, where 50% of your paycheck goes to needs like rent, groceries, transportation. 30% goes to wants, eating out, and entertainment, and 20% for savings, investments, and debt payoff. And like me, like I'm still like taking care of my parents and shit like that. So for needs, I don't have to save. I don't have to put off 50%. So I have to do the 80-20%. Where I do 80% for savings and investments. I do 20% for eating out, entertainment, and etc. You know. Let's get habit number 5.
Let's do it.
This habit's gonna be multiple streams of income. You know, this habit might be like hard while you're young because you don't have a lot of capital to build off to be creating other businesses, but you can also come together with your friends, anything, and just build like a little business that y'all want to build up and shit, man, or just like just start a YouTube channel, maybe grow your YouTube so you can monetize your YouTube channel, things like that, man. To do things that are in your passions that you can turn into a business and create money for yourself.
For sure. This is actually one of my best goals. I'd say multiple streams of income, generating different ways that you can get passive income. This is really how you get rich, guys. This is really how you become wealthy. Is having multiple streams of income, multiple things that are making you money in your sleep. And I'm sure KP will go more into the sports side of that, kind of like how he was using that in a last analogy about how they're making multiple streams of income, not just getting money from, their sport, but maybe endorsements and things like that. But I say for me, like I kind of try to do this, over this past winter break with creating a website because I wanted to just try to get multiple streams of income, and so I wanted to make another gateway for me to create income, and yeah, it was fun for sure, and I think it was very important.
I'll say something I learned about that from my mom. She said like having multiple streams of income could be a gateway to achieving your second dream. So like once you have your mainstream or main source of income, don't let your imagination, limit to what that second income could be, because you never know. It could take you to different places that you never thought you could be.
Yes, sir, man. Let's get to habit number 6. This habit is reading, man. Reading one financial book, one just like financial literacy book every month. Not every month. That's kind of like stretching it, but every so often read a financial literacy book. Just take in a lot of financial literacy knowledge on the internet, man. Just a lot of books like Rich Dad Poor Dad. Books like that just help you improve your financial literacy and just build generational wealth in the future.
100%. Yo probably reads the most like books in general, but I've been definitely trying to get into it myself, like financial wise. I have a investing book and everything like that, and I just think that it's good. It's good to have. It teaches you a lot of different things that you might not necessarily get. You might be able to get it from the internet, but it's not going to be as as direct, as blatant. So sometimes it's good to see from people that that are credible sources and everything like that, exactly how to do something or exactly the strategies that work for them. And then it also helps it to explain. It's usually able to be a little bit more in depth with those analogies and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, it's JF, bro. It's JF.
Nah, I read like that, but I don't read.
Like it's a habit you want to build.
It definitely is a habit you want to build. That's a habit that I intend to build. I don't read as much as he does or as he does, but I know it's important. I know that a lot of things that men don't know are in books, and then, so yeah.
So, let's get into the final habit number 7. Yo, stop playing. Setting clear financial goals. Y'all know I talk about this a lot about setting goals, writing down your goals. Setting clear plans for yourself. Just write down some short-term and long-term money goals. It can be like you wanna create $1,000 of a side hustle this year. Of a side hustle you create. You wanna save $2,000, $3,000. You know what I'm saying? Just like little goals like that to just keep you on your path. And if you write it down, you repeat it every day, you're gonna manifest it into your life and just bring that wealth into your life.
Yeah, definitely. This kind of goes into what I was saying about budgeting. Like, goal setting is super important. You know what I'm saying? I kind of separate in between that short term and that long term type of mind space, because it really does help you see and plan out the things that you want in your life.
Yeah, I'll say for setting financial goals, I'll say just like, actually, I know that times can get hard in life, But just stay consistent, and and actually look yourself in the mirror before making a purchase if that is gonna affect the goal you want or affect the goal you set. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for watching the 7 Habits, man. You know I come with a bonus habit, though, for my loyal viewers, man. If you made this far in the video, comment the money bag emoji in the comments, man. You know I'm coming with the bonus habit for my viewers, man. The bonus habit, man. This habit will be... It's all right. Oh shit, I can smell it. Oh. Yes, sir. Monthly financial reflection. This is something I don't do personally, but I'm definitely gonna add it into my routine. Just every month, just go in your journal, man. Write down, because usually when you bank, you got a bank. Your bank tells you what you spent, where you spent your money at throughout this month. Take that down. Write down your journey. Write where you need to improve, also write down the things you've been doing good at. If you've been investing a lot of your money in your bank statement tells you that. And write that down. Write that down as a little pat on the back for yourself. If you also been eating out a lot, write that down as something you want to improve on for the next month, and then you're gonna manifest that energy into your life.
For sure. So monthly financial reflection is important, man. Like he was saying, your bank gives you a statement. You can kind of see where you're going, if you're on the right track with those, like we were saying, those financial goals, which is really important. But it's just always good to reflect back on things about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be financially, whether it be even things like your report card. Your financial, you're reflecting back on your school year, your school semester. So reflection and is really good for any kind of like way of life, and it definitely improves how you're gonna go about other things because you looked at that reflection, see what you need to change or what you need to keep doing.
Yeah, man, that's it for this video, man. Thank y'all for watching. JF out.